Hasn't started yet, sweetie. Now it started. You want to wave? Yay. Oh, look, now there's even more people.
Oh, you got 5?
Yeah, I told you guys you didn't have to come now.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You can leave it
Right.
alone.
7.
I guess Lauren's being supportive. And this is all on this. All right. Sorry about
Extra
that.
credit if you have 7, right?
Yeah, sure. All right, here. Sweet. Okay. My mom always told me that nothing turns your mind off turning 40 like being 9 months pregnant. That's right. My mom had her first and only child when she was 40 years old, and I personally couldn't have had it any other way. My mom has always been my hero and my mentor. As a hero, she showed me to aspire and shoot for my dreams, and shoot for the stars and never look back. As my mentor, she showed me how to get there and how to make the proper decision-making skills. That being said, my mom's always been my best friend since the day I met her, or like she likes to say, the day I chose her. Anyway, she's always been my partner in crime, and I couldn't have it any other way. Through the ups and the downs in the teenage years, I've always had her back, and she's always had mine. And nowadays, if I ever need a +1, I know who to call, and if I'm ever having a bad day, I know who to call. As many of you guys know, when my mother was in labor with me, my dad was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. At that point forward, my entire family turned their direction towards him and his illness. And at that point on, it was just my mother and I. She was the one that fed for me, cared for me, laid me down, and kept me going, basically. 7 years later, when my father passed, we moved from Florida to Nevada, and there was a lot of ups and downs in that process. But through that process, it became clear to me that my mom always had my best interest in mind, and for that I will always admire. As well, it shows a huge part of her character, knowing that no matter how much things she has going on, that she always cared about me. It was not her choice to be my mother, but it was her choice to be my best friend, and I'm glad she made that decision. Through all of this being said, she wanted to give us the lives that we deserved and that she felt like I would want. And so that in that entire time, she had been a hardworking single mother and a successful one at that. When we lived in Florida, she was the top real estate agent for 10 months straight for the state and started many successful multi-million-dollar companies. The first company being the Kathy Courtney Group, which was her real estate company she worked out and operated in Florida, and the second being the Core Coaching Company, one of the nation's largest real estate coaching company that was a multi-million-dollar company. When we moved to Reno, she sold both of her interests in that company, and then she started 2 more. The Next Level Coaching Company was the newest one of a Western expansion when she moved out here because she wanted to start fresh. At that point forward, she rehabilitated Far West large land parcels and ranching and turned that company from a $1 million company into a $51 million company in a matter of years. Since, she has sold her interest in Far West and kept her interest in Next Level Coaching and is now working out of the Keller Williams office with myself. Another cool trait that my mom's always showed me is that all of your dreams can come true, it's just a matter of getting there. And that's exactly what my mother's done. Although I don't feel like my mom will ever retire or slow down, she is finally gone, living on her dreams, living on a ranch in South Reno with many horses and the ability to ride, drive, or do whatever she wants at the touch of her fingertips in her own home. Waking up to horses every day is just the satisfaction that my mom deserves out of all the hard work that she's done. Another thing she has is a daughter that wakes up every day striving to be closer to her and to whom she has become, and if I ever become half as successful as my mother, I'll be content. So although she sets high standards for herself, and sometimes she might get let down, I consistently tell her that she won. Because for me, she has gone farther than many people will ever go in her life, and I feel like she deserves every minute of it. So happy birthday, Mom, and now I present you Kathy Courtney.